what people sleep on is a thing called a routine, you know. And when you wake up every day and you do the same thing and you're moving towards a goal, there's nothing that can cause more momentum than that. Just that momentum to move forward. And once you get that whole snowball rolling down that big hill, and you wake up every day and you have that momentum and that willpower, it just keeps getting stronger and stronger and stronger. Hey guys, welcome back to the Millennial Mentality podcast. I am your host, Nick Agnelli, with my co-host, Peter Price. And we are here to talk about life in the mid-20s, being a millennial, work, fitness, health, and everything in between. I want to start off by saying thank you guys so much for the support. It's been amazing. Coming into this, it was something that both Pete and I were nervous and had some doubts about because neither one of us had been behind a camera before.
Yeah.
But we're so blessed and excited, and thank you so much for watching every week. It means the world to us.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I just want to start off with that. So thank you. If you guys could like this video, subscribe. If you're listening on Spotify or Apple Music, please just share the playlist. It would be incredible for us.
Yeah. And tell us if you're watching on YouTube, what are we doing right? What are we doing wrong? What do you want to hear? Who do you want to see? Help us out a little bit.
Feedback is everything.
Yeah, absolutely.
So we're going to start off this Boys Only episode again with a thought of the week. For the first week, I started off with a thought, and I said every time we do a Boys Only episode, we're going to switch back and forth. So Pete, go ahead. What was your thought of the week?
Okay, so last week your thought was great, first of all, but on a little bit of a lighter note, I'm realizing mine is there's really no answer to this. It's not necessarily a question either. It's genuinely just a thought that I had this week. And I say this week, but it was really on the way over here. You know how music can sometimes take you right back to a memory or a time or a place or make you feel a certain type of way. And you just I don't know, you attach a song with a memory or a moment. Isn't that great?
Music is this is not getting philosophical as hell, but music is one of those natural human instinct things that it just makes you feel so much. Sometimes, I don't know if I'm weird and corny, but sometimes if I'm in a sad or chill mood, I'll listen to some alternative music and just be so calm in that state. Sometimes I'm at the way to the gym and I'm literally headbanging to the baby. So it's It's so cool because it goes along with the moods.
Right.
But
it can snap you out of a mood too, you know?
Right.
I'm almost the opposite of what you said, where if I'm in my feelings or something, I'm not putting on in my feelings music. That's when I'm fucking rapping word for word to the baby. I'm in the trap, you know?
Yeah.
That's what I love about it though, is it can kind of put you in whatever mental space you need to be. And that's what gave me the thought on my way over here. I was fresh off a nap. And realizing I was going to come over here and be talking a lot, I had to snap out of it and wake up a little bit. And, well, shout out to Hot Boy Wes, new rapper I've been listening to. He'll probably never know that I said this, and it probably wouldn't matter anyway. But Hot Boy Wes, I've been bumping his new mixtape, and got me woke up and ready to record today on my way over here. Yeah,
you said Hot Boy Ness.
Hot Boy Wes.
Wes, okay.
Yeah. Snapping. Check him out.
Okay.
If you're into that trap shit, you feel me?
So the last point on your point is, it is the craziest thing though when you listen to a song and it brings you back, to me, sometimes in the high school football locker room. I'll listen to a song and I'll be damn.
You know me.
Yeah, or when Lil Wayne dropped, those series of albums when we were in high school.
Probably every song on the No Ceilings mixtape takes me back somewhere.
Or when I first got my system in the back of my car, because for some reason everyone in high school gets 212s in their trunk.
Sick.
Just to see who vibrates more when they pull up to school.
Right, for sure.
The music I used to listen to with that. So it's crazy because music is energy and it transfers like that and it puts you in a state. And it's sick. I love it. I wish I was musically inclined. I'm so jealous of those people who could just pick up a guitar and just start just slapping the bass.
Yeah. I've owned a guitar for probably 12 years.
I mean, 100% the same. And every time I'm I'm going to learn. I'm just going to YouTube it. Yeah.
Right.
Doesn't ever work. Well, that was a fire thought of the week. Music is awesome.
Thank you.
Music's
a beautiful thing.
It is.
Quote Mac Miller.
Yeah. So for the past few weeks, what has been going on in your life, Pete? What is any updates? How's work? Anything going on with Joe? Anything?
Work is good, man. My weekly updates are, I feel like, going to be pretty repetitive. My life is like Groundhog Day. I do the same shit every day, but I'm like such a creature of habit that that's how I like it, you know? Tattooing every day. I was just telling you earlier, kind of adjusting my schedule from, doing a lot more nighttime stuff to trying to transition more like early day and get my day started earlier. I tend to be more productive when my life is operating that way, but being in the nightclub world for the last few years, I got really acclimated to being a night owl, So I'm like slowly transitioning out of that and like getting more of a normal schedule going. But yeah, dude, just tattooing every day, grinding, learning, getting better.
So now that you've been tattooing for almost a year, right?
Yeah, just over a year now.
Is there still pregame jitters? Is it kind of the normalcy now of it? I mean, how do you feel going into tattoos now after a year?
Yeah, no, that's a good question. I don't think there's really like jitters. I'm not super nervous anymore. I'm really confident in what I'm able to do.
Yep.
But that comes down to, I usually have an idea of what the client wants to get done before they show up that day. And I'm not going to take on something that I don't feel ready for. You know, if someone wants to come in and get a portrait of their mother done, I'm not really at that point right now, and I'm going to be honest with you and tell you that before we book the appointment. So, no, I mean, to answer your question, no, I'm super stoked every day on what I'm doing and still like, challenging myself and doing more difficult pieces every day. But also not signing up for anything I'm not comfortable with, So it's just been good.
That's good.
Learning every day is amazing.
It is.
And the trust that people are putting in me is awesome.
It's a cool experience, man, to be able to kind of change someone's physical look forever.
Yeah, forever.
Seriously. Yeah.
And then you threw Joe in there for a second. So shout out to JoJo. She just started 75 Hard.
Really?
Yeah, yep. I know you're familiar.
Yeah.
I think she's on like day 5 or 6. So
I completed it earlier this year. Yeah. That's awesome.
Yeah, I'm stoked for her.
I actually reached out to her and I said, it's such a crazy thing to do to take that on.
Yeah.
But I said, continue doing it and you will feel so great when you're done.
Yeah, I mean, I can see it in her already. I know she can probably see it in herself too. She started doing that F45 class also, which she loves. And yeah, I mean, I just think being productive and, having goals and checking off goals every day just feels good. It does something for you mentally that, can't really beat.
I feel like some people are sled dogs and sometimes they're happiest when they're just working. It's like sled dogs wake up every day and they just want to work. They just want to run. Right. And some people, like when they get stationary or like not moving towards something, they start really getting upset. And I know that like for me, I'm itching to get back into something and I probably am going to because like when I did 75 Hard, it was I wake up every day and have a mission every single day. And I have tasks I have to accomplish and I was focused on that. Without that, it's kind of like blurred. Like, it's like I wake up every day and it's like, how much do I want to put into this and this and this? And when you have a checklist and you just have to wake up every day and do that, it kind of just makes everything easier. Yeah. It's like, I can't go out at 10 o'clock at night to drink because I can't drink. So it just puts things in place. And at the end of the day, it just makes your mentality and your willpower fucking rock solid.
Hard, yeah, for sure. I think being goal-oriented in general is like... at least for me personally, like it's always when I'm in the best like mental space and the most productive, obviously, but like just creating those kind of habits of being goal oriented, really, no matter what you're tackling. Yeah.
Well, waking up every day knowing you're getting 1% better, there's no better feeling in the world. Or like when you put your head on the pillow at night and you just close your eyes and you said, I did everything I could today to move forward.
I think it kind of helps you beat that, like we were talking earlier, which I think was off camera, but where you just feel like you're going through the motions every day of doing the same thing over and over again. I think that's kind of how you combat that, is like checking boxes and checking goals and accomplishing shit. Even if you are doing the same motions every day, if it's motions that are improving, your life and your body, then I think that's how you rest at the end of the night feeling accomplished.
You're 100% right. And what people sleep on is a thing called a routine, and when you wake up every day and you do the same thing and you're moving towards a goal, there's nothing that can cause more momentum than that. Just that momentum to move forward. And once you get that whole snowball rolling down that big hill and you wake up every day and you have that momentum and that willpower, it just keeps getting stronger and stronger and stronger. And it's something that is so important with getting better and better. I decided after being in construction for 5 years that I am going to go for my GC license. So this past week I got all the books for that, 16 binders of books.
So what's that take to get the license?
So it's a 3-tier test. It's business, it's accounting, and then there's the trades. Okay. So as a general contractor, it's kind of in building, the highest you can go. You're overseeing the whole job site, so you kind of have to know all the trades, right? If you're a plumber and you're going for a plumbing license, obviously it's going to be very plumbing oriented, or a roofer, and you're going for a roofing license.
So GC, you're covering everything.
I'm covering everything, and you got to know a bit of everything. Be really good at math and be able to break down all that stuff and all the Florida codes. So
is it on you just to study all those binders and prep for this test?
Which makes it almost harder because I haven't studied in 6 years for anything. It's like
that was never my strong suit.
So in one hand, I'm like nervous because I haven't studied for anything since I was 19. In one hand, I'm excited because whenever I was studying when I was 19, I wasn't studying for anything I was passionate for.
Yeah, totally.
And now I'm passionate for something. I know my calling and what I'm doing.
Yeah.
So there is fire behind me studying for something.
Yeah,
so
that's great.
I'm excited to see how I break studying down and get into it. I was never really a studier. Right. So my fiance is great at it, so I'm definitely going to take strategies and what she did. But it's cool. It's exciting. And then...
is there like a date that you have to be ready for?
So it's basically a 6-month period. So I got the books this past week. I basically have till the end of the year to take this exam. Okay. And then you have to have someone sign off on a certain number of hours of experience you have, and I have all that credentials as well. So
cool, man. Well, that's exciting stuff.
Yeah.
And so what's the next step once that happens? Like, what's that unlock for you?
A business. So my dad's coming up on being 60, and he's just been doing this for the last 42 years of his life, and he's just tired from it. He's burnt, and he wants.
It's a long time, bro.
Yeah, he's getting to that point where he doesn't necessarily want to retire, but he definitely wants to take a step back and just kind of pick and pop jobs and go work at his own leisure, not have the stress of 3 to 4 or 5 of our clients calling a day and messaging and all this stuff. So. Yeah. I think I'm definitely going to go down a route of, taking on all my own work and everything that comes along with that. Cool. Which is exciting,
Yeah, absolutely.
My dad and I are partners right now, so it's going to be, scary and interesting to go down that road of kind of being my own entity.
Yeah.
But I have confidence, and I know that I'm going to fail, but I got to just kind of keep chugging and learning and getting there. So it's exciting. It's nerve-wracking, but it's really cool, and I'm excited to see how all this stuff goes.
Yeah.
I'm pumped.
Cool, man.
So, with that, Pete and I both wanted to talk about a few things that happened in the world this past week. We want to stay on daily topics and stuff going around. That's just really good point for conversation. So in this past week, and I want to touch on COVID sometimes, just when it's things that come up. Obviously, COVID is such a everyday kind of conversation at some point, whether you're walking into a supermarket with a mask or, going on an airplane, whatever it is. But when things come back into our everyday life about COVID, I want to talk about it because I feel like it's a really good point of conversation. So France's president, his president is, His president is Emmanuel Macron. I'm just reading this. I printed out basically the facts on it. I just didn't want to talk out of my ass. And basically, by September 15th, you have to get vaccinated in France, or you're basically not allowed in a public area unless you have a negative COVID test.
That's sort of nuts.
So it's crazy to me because basically he said if you're in the healthcare field and you don't get vaccinated, you're fired. You can't work in the healthcare field. So if you're a nurse and you're like, I don't want to get the vaccine, you're done.
Yeah. And I mean, then it goes to the extreme of if you're anyone, you can't leave your house. Is that what they mean by you can't go to a public place? You just have to stay home for good?
There's blurred lines here because that's what that's what the French people are basically asking. I don't know if they have vaccine IDs there, how they're going to be checking that. But there's very blurred lines. And that's why I'm not a huge fan of it, because it's just the president basically saying follow my orders or
Right.
else, you know? And I don't like pushing anything like that on anyone, like even in America.
So since France has, you said a president, does that mean they're a democracy like us? Do you know the answer to that?
I don't know the answer to that. I want to say France is.
Yeah.
But I think they still have a parliament. I'm not sure.
Comment down below if you know the answer to that.
Yeah. I'm not sure on France, but it just brings that conversation, like schools going back in a few weeks and whatnot. And it's a conversation. I know Florida's governor DeSantis said absolutely no masks in school. I know some governors around the country, New York, California for sure, they're going back and they have, you know, masks on. It's definitely a topic of debate whether these kids going into these schools. I mean, imagine being in second, third, and fourth grade and all you've known is, you know, wearing a mask.
Right. Some people are going to school for the first time.
I know, and that's all they know. So
that's crazy. I mean, some people are getting born into this world with experiencing this as the only world they know. That's wild, man.
It's scary. It's really sad to me because imagine like not being able to play on the playground in certain years, or like if you graduated high school, you had to do it virtually. You know, it's like those little snippets where I think back and say, if that was during my years, that would have sucked. That would be, you know, no prom. Like, I mean, like, come on, it's crazy.
I wonder also in France if they have like multiple suppliers of the vaccine like we did. You know how we had like Johnson & Johnson and Pfizer, whatever the other one was? I wonder what it is in France. If it's the same, maybe they're using Johnson & Johnson also. Or I wonder if France's government like produced their own and they're like, you got to buy our shit.
Either way, to me, it comes down to a simple thing. I've remained the same, in my opinion, about COVID in the scenarios since like the beginning, a year and a half ago. And my whole thing is, if you are nervous to go out in public or you're immune deficient, don't go out in public. Or when you do wear a mask, that's totally your choice. That is up to you. If you feel like you are healthy enough to go out in public and not wear a mask, and you have that immune defense, whether you had COVID before or had the vaccine or just don't really give a shit, do it. Right? Do whatever you feel comfortable with. But I feel like we're at that point in the process now where we have to return to normal life at some point because it's never going to end. Yeah. I know these variants are coming out and the Delta variant coming out and numbers are spiking, but also the numbers of depression, unemployment, people losing their homes and their families is going through the roof as well. So you have to weigh anything and the pros and cons that come with that. But I think keeping people locked inside, I think, you know, making kids go back to school with masks, at some point you're just going too far and it's really going to affect people's psyche forever. You know?
Absolutely.
So I feel like in the end of the day, just do what you're comfortable with. You know, if that's not leaving your house because you're too scared, that's okay. That's your choice.
But it should be our choice.
But it should be your choice, you know, and any government in any sort, whether it's federal or state level, pushing something on you like that, making it mandatory to live your life without taking a vaccine, to me, whether you're pro-vaccine or anti-vaccine, that's too much. That's crossing the line. And I just don't like to hear that. So that was crazy to me to see. And Italy actually followed France. So I'm very interested to see the progression of countries that kind of take these steps to basically say, take the vaccine or fuck off.
Does Italy have a president?
I think so. Yeah. That's a damn good question too, Pete.
I feel like I'm out of the loop. I don't know anything about anything.
Is that something we learned in high school? I feel like we definitely learned. No.
Maybe.
Did you have Euro history with Falco? Was Falco? Yeah.
No, I didn't have whoever that was, though. I had, who was the baseball coach?
No clue.
Torre. Yeah, I had Torre. He was the man.
So that was crazy about France and what they're going through. I hope, just for my personal opinion, I hope U.S. doesn't put something on their citizens like that, because at a federal level,
I feel like we would have let that shit fly.
Yeah,
we're too rowdy.
Yeah,
at least Florida.
Yeah,
start shutting down 95.
Yeah, right. And the second thing we want to touch on a little bit today is the Olympics is starting, so that's kind of crazy. It got pushed back from 2020 to 2021.
Tokyo.
And it's in Tokyo. Yeah, so it's crazy. The U.S. is.
I'm sorry, this is so random. Have you ever seen Good Mythical Morning?
No, what is that?
It's another like podcast that they do on YouTube, but they upload like every single day.
Yeah.
And if anyone's ever seen it, you'll know what I'm talking about. But anytime that they happen to say Tokyo in an episode, they do this random like weird little segment and everything freaks out. And I didn't realize it until I just said Tokyo that
you want to jump into just dancing?
I almost did it, but then I realized no one's gonna know what's going on. Nick's definitely not gonna know what I'm talking about.
I'm gonna freeze up.
Yeah.
It's not gonna move.
So just know I wanted to.
Okay, maybe Tokyo. Next time we say Tokyo.
We'll have to find our own code word.
So Olympics, shout out USA, go kick some ass. I know that I think it's going to be going on for about a month.
Yeah.
And I think it's incredible, those athletes that dedicate their whole lives
Shout
to
out
doing that
Zion,
stuff.
repping for the home team.
Yes, from Jupiter, skateboarder, right?
Zion, right? Yeah.
I've heard
First
nothing.
time that skateboarding's ever in the Olympics.
And he's out there.
Homeboy's out there repping for Jupiter.
That is some amazing stuff. To be the first athlete in your sport,
Yeah, man.
at the Olympics, that's crazy.
And he's a youngin'.
Yeah, 20? No. He's a little older, right?
I don't know, to be honest. 21, 22.
That's young. That's still amazing.
He's my little sister's age, so 21, 22.
Okay.
Yeah.
So shout out USA, shout out Olympics. Keep kicking ass, guys.
Yeah, man.
The last thing I wanted to talk about on this little list of what's going on in today's world is space travel. So
this is a crazy one.
Crazy one. Basically, 3 billionaires are in a low-key space travel race. So you have Jeff
Which
Bezos.
is such a funny thing to say out loud.
Like, it's insane. It's like no one's talking about this like low-key space race that's going on. It's
Which has happened before. Like, you remember the term space race.
It was Russia
was a
and the
thing.
U.S.
Yeah, right,
to get to the moon.
It's cool that it's happening. Yeah, to the moon, exactly.
So you have Bezos with Blue Origin. You have SpaceX and Virgin Galactic. SpaceX, Elon Musk, and Virgin Galactic is
Richard Branson?
Yep.
Yeah. There we go. We got it.
And these guys are putting billions and billions of dollars into space travel. Jeff Bezos, I read today, put $5.5 billion into getting this rocket to space, and he was in space for 4 minutes. He was in space for 4 minutes. I think it broke down to $1.4 billion a minute.
Went?
He already went, yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, 2 weeks ago.
Personally?
Yeah, so him and 4 other people went. His brother, an old lady, a young kid, and then I think like another.
So it was like a casual trip.
Like I'm gonna,
quick
I
one,
finna fly up to space for 4 minutes and come back down.
Pack light.
Yeah.
Okay.
And just threw $5.5 billion into it. And like the interesting topic of conversation for me is, one hand,
people are like dope.
People are like, it's the space travel. Yes, continue to use technology and more, and be a pioneer for travel and like be the Christopher Columbus of today. Totally cool. I get it. On the other hand, I'm
fuck Christopher Columbus too, though, right?
Yeah,
He actually was really bad.
Actually fucked up guy.
Fuck Christopher Columbus.
On the other hand, it's like you have starving children in the United States, like millions of them, and you're paying $5.5 billion to fucking go up in the air for 4 minutes. Like, so it's an interesting conversation to me because on one hand, you make your own money, do whatever the hell you want to do with it. It's not up to me.
Right.
On the other hand, it's like humanitarian thought, I don't know, kind of crazy throwing that much money towards something.
Right. Where do we draw the line, though? And I mean, fuck. As I'm saying it out loud, I'm literally on both sides of the fence. I don't know how I feel about it either. But in his defense, where do we draw the line? Like, at what point is it like, are we investing money into things to better any industry, and it could have gone to something else? I can go spend $20 on lunch, and that could have gone to something else. Like, who are we to tell people how to spend their money? They made the money themselves. Do what you want to do with it. And it's not like he's fucking flushing it down the toilet. We probably learned a lot about space and how to get there in the future in that 4 minutes and all the research leading up to that 4 minutes. NASA used to be a thing. They were dumping money into NASA. It just wasn't one person dumping it. So, let the man do what he wants to do. He made that money.
That's crazy, man.
And he's doing something cool,
That's it.
It'd be one thing if he was fucking off, but like...
I think NASA granted him, with Blue Origin, the right to, by 2024, I think they're going to say they're going to start attempt going to Mars.
Damn, dude, that's soon.
Like, kind of soon.
Is NASA 86? No more NASA? That's not a thing anymore?
I think they're toast. Yeah, I think they got kicked out. I don't know. NASA always confused me. I think it was a government program, and I'm not positive on that, but I think they got the kabuts. I got no clue. But now all these private companies are coming out and doing their own thing, and like, it's a little weird because Jeff Bezos' rocket definitely looked like a dick and balls. I know you didn't see it, but it looked like 2 little balls in a shape of a penis. And I'm pretty sure like the head of the penis basically popped off, and that was the castle. I swear to God, I could be wrong. I've been seeing hella memes on it. I kind of looked it up, but it definitely looked like a cock and balls going up in the air.
That is so funny.
And that's I feel like Jeff Bezos, like, if you hear this, homie, you're cool.
There was no one at the board meeting. I feel like he's definitely
quirky. I don't know. He might be kinky. He might have done it as like a little hint.
Have you ever seen the government building in Tallahassee?
No.
It's a dick and balls.
Shut up.
And it's like not even subtle, nothing. It's just 2 little dome buildings and then a big tall building
right in the middle.
Yeah, and that's like the Capitol and like our government building in Tallahassee.
Just a dick and balls.
Yeah, dick and balls.
Wow.
And like, you know, there had to be there's also like a 3D model structure inside, you know, like
Stop.
he goes in Zoolander, like, what is this, a town for ants or whatever it is? It's just like that, a little mini sculpture version. And like even that one just looks like a dick and balls sitting there on display.
Wow.
And you know someone in the meetings leading up to designing this place was like, hey, you know what that shit looks like, right?
Florida stays wild now. I love living in a state that always is like memed the craziest place with the craziest people.
Yeah.
Because for sure
rep
we
it.
are. I think, and we kind of just live up
We've
to
earned
it.
that title.
Yeah. I know I see crazy shit on the road all the time. And I'm like, only in Florida.
Only in Florida. I'm numb to it, I feel like. Just used to that shit.
It's crazy because it's our everyday life. But you go to other places like the Midwest and you're just like, calm, you know.
It's funny how hot and cold Florida can be too. Not literally temperature wise, because it's just fucking hot
all the time.
But even like, so I'm in downtown West Palm Beach, which is only 15 minutes south of you. But I just went to your beautiful Alton Publix.
Yeah.
And I even just feel like the experience and the people here in Palm Beach Gardens, Jupiter area, is different from like the people you experience in West Palm Beach.
100%.
Even going to the gas stations here. Like you don't
100%.
see homeless people at the gas stations here. No one's asking you for money. You can't go to a gas station around me without someone asking you for money or like at least seeing someone slump outside the store. Like, I don't know, man. And then you come up here 15 minutes away and it's like fucking beautiful. This Publix is brand new.
And if you go another 15 minutes north into like Martin County,
You're
it's
in, like,
even
bumfuck nowhere.
Exactly. So Florida is insane. It's got an influx of so many cultures, and then the old rich people that come down.
You go down to Miami, and you're weird if you don't speak Spanish.
That's it. Yeah,
you know,
it's crazy. So that was kind of the few topics I wanted to talk about today. For our last segment, the two puff, I know it's going to be a little bit of a longer conversation. So again, for the boys only episodes, we're going to do this two puff, two question segment, which basically we take two puffs of your local Mary J, and then we ask two questions, and we just really dive into funny, good conversation.
Hell yeah.
So that was our kind of weekly update for you guys, what's going on in the world, and we will be right back after our two puff.
Sick.
Okay, guys, we are back from our two puff, and Pete, I just want to jump right into the first one. I was just outside, and Pete was telling me we were having a serving conversation. We were both in hospitality for Pete for a fucking long ass time. I served at Miller's Ale House for 2 years. So as we were getting high just then, he said this story, and it reminded me of the one time I went to serve high. Have I ever told you this?
No.
So one time before I served at Ale House, I was with Keywan. Shout out Keywan. Probably no one fucking knows him, but shout out Keywan, my homie. We were over his house. He's like, "Here, dude, rip this joint." I was like, I was serving for a year. I was pretty automatic at Miller's, like with my, entrance statement and how I did it. And so I got high as fuck. And
Can we hear the entry statement?
What?
Can we hear the entry statement?
How y'all doing today? I am your server, Nick. I'm going to be taking care of you. What can I start you off with a drink?
Blue Long Island, please.
Yeah, that's good.
Okay, sorry, continue. That was a good.
That's your go-to drink, a Blue Long
No,
Island?
fuck no,
Okay.
dude. I was trying to order the most absurd thing I could think of.
Oh my God, my brain was just trying to figure out what the fuck a Blue. Okay.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah. So I go into work Stone. Keywan drives us there, and I get my first table. I got on shift for 15 minutes, just chilling, talking, and then I got my first table. So it's like the first table, like, fuck yeah, tonight's gonna be a good night, server vibes, And I turn the corner.
Would you guys smoke a joint?
Yeah, but I was pretty stoned. Turn the corner, I go and do my introduction to my table, said exactly what I just said. I got their drink orders. I went back around to the server station, and my homie walks into work. He came in a half an hour after I clocked on. Okay. Walk up to my homie, "Hey, bro, what's up? How you doing, man?" We caught up about the weekend.
Were you like prepared for this? You had eye drops and shit?
No. As unprepared as possible.
So you look bugged, probably?
Hell, yeah.
Smell
absolutely.
bugged? Did you smoke the joint like in the car?
Yes. So I probably reeked the weed, yeah.
Oh my God, dude.
I for sure probably did, yeah. So I started talking to my homie, about life and the partying and whatever the fuck we were doing. And about 10 to 15 minutes go by, and then I turn around the corner. I tell my homie, I said, "Yo, oh shit, I got a table. I'm gonna go do my introduction."
Oh shit, I got a table.
So I walk up to the table, and 10 minutes after I gave my initial introduction, I do it again. I completely forgot about this table. And the worst part was I figured out the whole situation. I was midway through my introduction the second time. In my head, I literally said, oh, fuck, I've done this before.
That's so
and these
funny.
people are looking at me like, A, I just disappeared for 10 minutes. B, I look probably like alien. And I just repeated myself 2 times. I'm surprised I just didn't walk off that day. And
So did you stop yourself midway through when you realized it, or did
no,
you finished it out?
I flat out finished it. I didn't know if I was gonna say oh, I have short-term memory or something.
Make up a backstory.
Just pulled out a fucking backstory out of my ass. But at that point, as a server, I knew, okay, this tip is gonna be absolute shit, off the rip, which is a horrible feeling.
That is so funny.
There's nothing I could do, I think, to come back at as a server on this. So, just crazy thing that popped up in my head. Crazy serving story.
That's great. I love that.
But don't smoke and serve. It's tough.
Or do.
My first point on the 2-puff question really was something I thought of this week, which is crazy.
So that was just a freestyle.
That was a freestyle off the top.
That was good. Yeah, that was a good one.
OnlyFans.
Oh.
So for those of you who don't know, OnlyFans is a subscription site where you can follow someone.
For those of you who don't know.
And subscribe to someone who most likely is putting up naughty pictures, right?
Are there?
That was a weird way to describe it. Naughty pictures.
That's accurate.
I feel like that's a creepy word.
Adult content.
Yeah. Okay, that's professional.
Thanks. It's not my forte. I got a question for you.
Hit me.
Are there OnlyFans content creators that don't do naughty content?
There is.
They're just doing
It's if you want to get to know me, if you want to get to know me closer, subscribe, and they'll just post videos of them talking.
Yeah.
Which is not a little kinky, a little weird,
Right. That's my point though. It's still a kink. It's not genuinely innocent.
No.
It's get to know me, and my feet will be in the camera frame. Probably.
You're right.
Yeah. Maybe. I'm asking.
So my thing is, if your girl came up to you and said, hey, babe, I've been thinking about this for a hot minute. I want you to respect my decision, and I want to let you know that I'm starting an OnlyFans. She came to you and was committed with it.
Yeah.
I made my mind up.
Right.
What's your reaction?
Oh, man. Well, I'm super grateful that I'm really confident I'll never have this conversation with my girlfriend. Yeah. Shout out to Josie.
Absolutely, she would never do that.
Hypothetically speaking, and I'm assuming it's an adult content page, right? She's not going to be one of the carpentry content creators.
She's definitely showing her tits.
Definitely showing tits.
Like.
Yeah, dude, I can't do it. I can't. I know there's some guys out there that can, and God bless them, but I can't do that.
So if they're
more power to it. Go do your thing. I'm not going to tell you to not do it, but I'm going to dip.
Okay.
I won't be around for that.
And the question is, because I feel the same way on it, is are you a douche for doing that? Some people would say, wow, you don't support your girl fully, or if your girl and your man's doing it, or whatever your situation is, you don't fully support them. And my thing is I do fully support them. Right. I just don't want my girlfriend's my fiance's tits online.
I think there's 2 ways to approach it, and if you're a person saying, no, you're going to stay with me and you're not going to do that, then who are you to control what that person's going to do? That's why I made the point to say, more power to Shorty for doing that, but I'm going to dip. I won't be around for it, I'm not going to hate on you. I'm probably not going to subscribe.
Yeah.
But I'm also not going to be your boyfriend, but go ahead and do your thing.
Yeah.
Make your money, boo-boo.
That's it.
But you're not going to be my boo-boo.
Okay. It was insane to me because I was literally on both sides. No, actually I wasn't. But I know some people would feel that you're a fucked up person if you don't support your partner with that. And to me, I said there's lines to that. So
absolutely.
that
there's got to be.
And not that you're a bad person or anything if you're jumping online and showing
more power to you.
And
if you got a man's in your life that is letting you do that shit and he doesn't care, then more power to
More,
both of you
you know,
guys.
some people are like totally, they're swingers or they're
Right.
like
Some people
open
don't give a fuck.
relationships. So some people, it's like a kink. Like it's like go and show the world your shit. But
Yeah.
to me, it's like a little bit more private and
I've just never been that type.
yeah. And like the crazy thing is like I have two sisters. So then I thought switching it from like your partner to like a family member, how would you handle that if I was your sister?
Oh God.
That's a fucking tough one.
I mean, it's tough, but it's almost not. You know, like it's my family, and I'm gonna support whatever they want to do. So again, I'm not gonna fucking subscribe, obviously, but do your thing, do what you gotta
Are you
do.
gonna give the initial opinion of like, hey, I don't think you should do this, or are you literally gonna say like,
No, I
whatever?
don't think I even would because they know that opinion
Is there?
is being thought, and is there. Right. There's no point. It's not like I'd be bringing anything up that they hadn't already considered. So, no, what's the point of even expressing my discomfort with their choices when it's not going to affect the outcome, you know?
The peace of mind of it. Sometimes I do simply to, in the end of the day, say that, hey, like, I said everything I could have said. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like,
that's true.
if she came back in 4 years, I'm not saying this happens.
How
but
do you word it, though, so that it's not, like...
I wouldn't word. I would simply ask, like, a few questions, like, what is this for? Is it for money? I will help you, and I will do anything for you to get you to a place where you are want to financially be.
Right.
That's not the only route. If it's only for money, if it's for clout and gaining fame, why do you feel the need that you need clout and fame? And like, what are you missing in your life that your family or friends can't give to you? Like,
Yeah.
it would be like, okay,
that's true. I
like-
guess the response wouldn't just be like, okay, sick, yeah, good for
Yeah.
you. I'd want some answers and like, yeah, okay.
To me,
I get it.
to jump to piggyback you, I don't think that would be like if she came up to me at like a birthday and said like, "Hey, I want to let you know I'm doing this." I wouldn't snap. At that point, I'd be like, "Okay, like we'll talk about it later." That's what I would say.
Yeah.
And then once I collected my thoughts, like another day, I would bring her out to coffee or something and be like, "Hey, like this is like," I would literally write my shit down. Like this is why I think what I think, to make sure like my message got across clean of like, if that's the life you want to live, okay.
Right.
But
I
I'm
just
gonna
wanna
make
make sure you're
sure. I
considering
just want to
this.
make sure like you're using all your options.
Yeah. All right, that's well said.
Yeah.
Very well said.
And it's like, and then I just kept going down the line of like, you know, sister. Then like, if your mom was doing OnlyFans,
God, dude.
like it's just the whole thing. And then like in the reverse, if there's dads or boyfriends or brothers doing OnlyFans, I don't know what the fucking world's doing these days.
Man,
But
imagine you find out your dad's doing OnlyFans.
your dad's just like
spreading
swinging his
cheeks,
it's like
doing the
helicoptering
helicopter.
online. Like, oh, he used to
Oh
teach me
my
T-ball,
God.
and now he's swinging his cock around. You know.
With his welded mask
Yeah.
on. That's
Oh
his
my
kink.
gosh.
Construction cock.
Shit. You can't say that, man.
Why not?
Construction cock. It kind of rhymes. Kind of flows. Oh
What
my
do you
sweet
think
lord.
GC really stands for?
General cock.
All right, let's stop.
Yeah, that's way too. We got in the dick's hand.
Woo! Sauce is good, right?
Sauce is good. So yeah, OnlyFans was a crazy conversation I was thinking about because
That's funny.
there's so many ways you could take it. At the end of the day, live your life to be the happiest. I don't want you to feel bad or go like whatever you wanted to fucking you to be happy. Be happy. But sometimes these thoughts go in my head of like, well, where would I be in that situation if that was in my own life? Which takes me down these rabbit holes. I think I have ADD. I'm almost positive I do. I think that's a symptom. You just start like bouncing around. Like I'll go from football to like space and then like back to yard cleaning. It's just like, it's horrible, but
It makes
kind of fun.
conversations.
Yeah. Second is I wanted to dive in a little deeper. Pete, just off the top of your head, where do you go when you die?
Oh man, dude.
Like initial reaction, Pete.
All right, initial reaction. I don't know. But what I do know is what we learned in school, and energy can never be created or destroyed. And I'm very confident that
That's
like
hella deep.
we are some sort of energy, you know?
Okay.
If you know me, I'm very like law of attraction oriented in my life.
You do have an eyeball in your hat. What is that?
Oh, this is an evil eye.
Is that your third eye?
No. This one, like, it's a different kind of eye. And forgive me if I butcher this, but it like wards off evil.
Okay.
Yeah. JoJo got it for me when we were in Kansas City, I think.
It's like crystal stones and shit.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
And actually, if you're watching on YouTube, these are Picasso custom one-of-one snapbacks.
One of one.
Every single snapback has a different pin. So if you want the evil
Stop,
eye,
that's
I'm
kinda
sorry,
cool.
you can't have the evil eye because I already got it, and there isn't another one that exists. Every single hat has its own pin. No two hats are the same.
Pete, that's a fucking fire idea.
And if you want
never
one, you
seen
can't
that
get
before.
one. They'll be available in December.
Boom.
On PeteCasso.com.
Check it out. That was a good commercial.
Ricky Bobby LLC. Was I answering the question? Oh,
I
yeah.
think
Where do we
so.
go when we die? So, the law of attraction, big energy guy over here, you know? And we learned that energy can never be created or destroyed. So, I don't think when you die, it's done. I don't know what the answer is of what's next, but there's got to be something, you know?
You think there's a dude with Goldilocks upstairs letting you in the gates?
So that's such a hard one too. You know, I was raised Catholic,
Yeah.
And then Christian as we got a little bit older, and I'm not religious. I don't know what I believe right now. You know, and that's that's probably the first time I've ever even said that out loud. Because the law of attraction, it's not a religious thing.
No.
And it actually goes hand in hand with a lot of religious beliefs, you know, like whatever religion you are, you can pretty much relate the law of attraction to what your religion is, for the most part. But I don't know, dude. I don't know.
It's insane. And the insane thing about it is, Pete, literally, I am like identical to you on this. Like, to me, my thing is soul, his is energy. Like, to me, it's like they're parallel.
Right.
But like, someone's soul don't ever die. You know,
Right.
like, as a person, if you put it into your family, if you put your soul into your work, or like wherever you is, and like, that's why I'm such a people person. I just love meeting souls. I love meeting people. People are so fascinating and interesting to me. But like, someone's soul don't ever die. Like, I don't know if my grandmother, you know, is in heaven looking down at me, but I know she's with me. You know, if that makes sense. Like, her soul's with me. So that
Maybe
will never,
we stay here. Fuck, dude.
that's insane. Like, but she was an amazing person and she touched so many people. So her soul is with those people. Like, it could be the same thing if you took soul out and put energy in. Like, that energy, that, you know, it's transitional. I don't know if there is a dude up there, you know, letting people into the gates. I don't know if that when you die, you know, you get eaten up by cockroaches and that's fucking cap. You know, that's it. But all I know is that, like, in our finite time here, just be a fucking good person. It's pretty simple.
Right.
Help people, do the right thing. Everyone knows what's right and wrong. Just do the right thing.
Right.
And be a loving, happy person. And in the end of the day, if that's how you live your life and that's all you could do, whenever you do that, what's the worst thing that can happen?
Right, exactly. That's such a great way to put it. And that's sort of like, you know, like I was saying about how the law of attraction can relate to a lot of religions. It's almost like what my mom would call God, I usually call the universe. You know, like when I'm grateful that something happened, I'm so grateful the universe gave me that. My mom would say like, oh, God gave me that, you know, and when she prays to God, that's like when I write my gratitude list, you know, I'm giving thanks for all these things that I have in my life. And a lot of the times things that I don't have in my life that I'm trying to manifest, and I'm writing them as if I already have them, and saying thank you as if I already have them, and writing all this down as if I'm praying to God, you know, but really in my mind, I'm manifesting this in the universe,
into the world,
you know, and
it is so parallel.
But there's so many, you know, things that are, like you said, are parallel, and at the end of the day, like whenever anyone if I'm trying to like explain the law of attraction to someone and they seem even a little bit skeptical, you know, which is fine. I never try to sell anyone on it. I just explain to them why I feel what I feel and, you know, how I operate.
Just for layman terms, like, tell me, obviously law of attraction is pretty simple, but like, give me in real world, like, what is your law of attraction?
So the way I sort of break it, like the dummy version is the really easy way to compare it is like karma almost, where what you put out there is what you get back.
Yeah.
And thinking of ourselves like energy, you know, the thoughts that you put out into the universe manifest into your life. Your thoughts become things. And once you can really kind of hone in on controlling like your mental dialogue and the way that you're thinking about your life and thinking about situations, you really can sort of literally control the outcome of your life. And it sounds pretty like far out and trippy, but so does getting on your knees and praying to this guy in the sky that you've never seen before, you know, and things just happen because you ask him for it.
Correct.
It's, you know, it's just as far out as anything else that we
Yeah.
think is crazy, you know? So what I always like end that sort of statement with, I mean, I could go on about the law of attraction forever. I don't even know if that was a good summary right there.
I think it was Pete. When did you jump into this mindset? Really, like when?
Dude, it's been a thing in my life for a long time,
I've seen
but
it on
it's
social
something
media.
that I've always struggled to like stay consistent with
Yeah.
throughout the course of my whole life. But I've been, now as an adult, I've gotten a lot better with it. But I remember being a jit, like 12 years old maybe, driving to a baseball tournament with my dad. And he was playing the audiobook of The Secret, which is like the book and now a documentary on Netflix that does a really good job of breaking down the law of attraction and teaching you how to implement it in your life. And so, if you're interested in what I just said at all and you want to learn more about the law of attraction, I really recommend going to watch The Secret on Netflix. It's like a 40-minute documentary.
Okay.
And it breaks it down perfectly and then teaches you how to implement it in your life, gives you all these great examples of, people in the real world that have had success. And even if you don't adopt all of those practices right away and, change your life after watching it, it leaves you with basically the general summary of just go be a good person and do good things. And, what's the worst that's going to happen? Like you said, if you live your life that way, what's the worst that's going to happen?
It's crazy because there's millions of books that are out about personality and how to live the world and how to be just like happy. And to me, I have like a Forrest Gump brain, but it's pretty fucking simple. Like, don't overcomplicate it. Just be a good person.
Yeah.
And just put a smile on. If that smile is fake, I fucking do it all the time. But even just putting on a fake smile could put that energy out to be a little happier.
Yeah, right.
Like, in the end of the day, the real world sucks balls so much. It's so hard. And it's just going to keep knocking you down and put you in the same place. But you have to, at some point, say, all right, I'm going to put a smile on my face. I'm going to live and just be a good person.
Right.
And things start creeping back, weird little things that you meet a person or you create a relationship or you get one little break and you're like, okay, I got that break because I was in a good mental spot.
Right.
If you go out in the world with a fucking shitty mindset and in a bad mental spot, no one wants to be around that.
Right. And it does nothing good for you. That's what it always comes back to is, it's easy to say like, always look at the positive in things or, just, keep a positive mentality. It's like way easier said than done. But something you always got to remind yourself when you're like pissed off, you're having a bad day and you're walking around, like you'll catch yourself saying it to people like, oh, today's just been such a shitty day. There's no reason to like literally ever say that out loud.
Yeah.
What's the point?
Yeah.
No one wants to hear that.
Yeah.
No one feels bad for you after.
No one really cares
No one
at the
gives a
end of the
fuck.
day. Yeah,
no one wants to hear
yeah.
that or be around that person. And it does nothing good for you. You don't feel better because you said it. You just confirm to yourself how shitty your day is.
Yeah.
And you think it's going to get better now because you're talking about it out loud, how shitty it is. It's the opposite, Fuck it. Stop thinking about that. And maybe there is nothing positive to think about that happened that day. But who gives a fuck, Like, think about something different. Put on that music that puts you in a good mentality. Tying back to the very beginning of the episode,
Yeah.
What's a song that makes you feel good? Fucking sing it out loud in your car on full volume, Like, just get out of your head and stop telling yourself how shitty your life is and how shitty your day is. Because it's not making it any better. And it never will.
And to me, someone could combat that and look at me and Pete and say, Pete, you guys don't know what it's like to be in like the most worst spot in the world. Like, you guys are lucky.
Yeah.
You were raised privileged. And to answer that question or that point, you're absolutely right.
Right,
like,
I'm not gonna tell
like
you.
I was blessed. Like I am so lucky. Yeah. But in the end of the day, like, what can I do for you? Like, me feeling bad for you isn't gonna help you.
But it's also not like you had everything handed to you. You've struggled with your own shit. And you had to get through shit. And
I say it all the time. Everyone's got their own shit. That's why no one in the end of the day kind of really, they could grieve with you, but they don't really worry about your shit because everyone's got their own. So when you're complaining to your boyfriend or your girlfriend or your mom about how shitty your job is or how bad your relationship is, like, oh, that's cute. They don't really care.
Right.
It's like, figure it out. You're a fucking adult. Just, but it works to figure, like, so again, I don't know what it's like to be at a worse place than where I've ever been in my life. Like, I don't know. But all I could say is that I know for a fact being pissed about it does nothing. I know that for a fact. I know for a fact that if you bitch about it, it does nothing. Right. So if it's doing nothing,
and no one likes being
better
around
that
good. Person either.
No one,
It's something we used to say in the restaurant business a lot, like when hiring people and evaluating employees. No one likes a person that just comes with problems, Like when someone's coming to the manager with an issue and just expecting the manager to create a solution for them. Yeah, that's what the manager's there to do, is help and, get you through your problems. But no one values that employee that just comes to you with issues. They want someone that comes to you and explains the problem and then also offers possible solutions, And it doesn't necessarily have to be the solution. Maybe they don't know something that the manager knows. I'm not saying that everyone should know everything, but at least have that mentality of, okay, here's the issue, and now how are we going to get through this, or how are we going to do this next time and not run into that problem? Yeah. And you should really approach life even the same way, If you're having an issue with something, if you hate your job, then fuck, what do we need? What's the next move? What's the next job? What do we need to do? What's about the job that you hate? How do we get through this? And that's like the mental dialogue you need to be having with yourself, instead of like, man, my life fucking sucks. This job sucks. I can't believe I have to go here tomorrow and the next day and the next day. Like, you don't even like being around yourself. Who the fuck else is going to want to be around you, Like, just, you got to start creating solutions.
We have a problem-solving brain, though. So, again, at the end of the day, I don't know what it's like to live with anxiety or depression or be in your spot. I have no clue. But all I'm saying is I know what the opposite is, and that's nothing. So, just try to be happy. It just simplify.
Everyone's got a different backstory.
Yeah.
And there's people who have come up in way worse situations than us that are much more successful than we are. And there's people that have come up in much better and more fortunate situations than us that have lost everything and have much less than we do. And so, the backstory, obviously, in your past has something to do with the way you come up and the way you approach your life. But you can also change that at any moment, Like, your past doesn't have to determine who you are. You can wake up tomorrow and start a whole new life, And obviously everyone's in a different situation. If you're $1 million in debt, that might sound like a ridiculous thing for me to say. You can wake up tomorrow and start a new life, but you can wake up tomorrow and start doing something about that debt, and like start tackling it instead of just feeling depressed and shitty about it,
Wake up tomorrow and just win tomorrow. Just win. The one thing I learned in 75 Hard is you just wake up and all you worry about is that one day. And then that next day you wake up and all you worry about is that one day. Break it down in such a micro sense that it is so simplified. And if you go stack day after day after day, then it turns into weeks, then it turns into months. And if you ever really had that life momentum of just grinding and working towards that just win the day mentality is what takes you there. Yeah. It's just about doing that one thing, that one day, going to bed knowing you did everything you could, and then waking up and repeating, and just keep rolling with it.
Like we were saying earlier, checking boxes and becoming goal-oriented. And it really helps you get out of that rut,
It's crazy. I wanted to finish with this. Again, when I said every boys only episode we're also going to shout out a local company. So we are going to do that small business shout out today. This isn't sponsored. We literally just love supporting people we know who own small businesses and are trying to do well for themselves. So the second one that I'm going to do here is actually my mom.
Nice,
and
dude.
Even though my mom is not a millennial, she's a tad bit older. I am so fucking proud of her and what she's doing. She got this puppy like 3 years ago named Luna. She's a golden doodle. And my mom became like a really big dog person again. Like she became a therapy dog, and she actually goes to Beacon Cove and gives kids therapy as a dog. Yeah. It's pretty sick.
That is awesome.
And with that, she became really passionate about dogs again. And a hobby of hers became making dog treats, like making a home, like with just basic cooking supplies and like food, making the dog treats. And after like she started making them, everyone in my family besides Paige and I have a dog. So she gave them to my two sisters' dogs, and she gave it to their two dogs, and then she gave it to friends' dogs. Yeah. And finally she's like, you know what? I kind of want to make a business out of it. And eventually she wants to make it a food truck. Like she'll go up at Abacoa or Artie Gras and sell these dog treats there, because I feel like that would do great business, because we all have dogs.
Yeah, that's awesome.
But she didn't, she put it off for a little bit and then finally jumped on the bandwagon. So she started this company called Jupiter Dog Bakery, and
sick.
She has an Instagram. If you ever want to buy a treat for your dog, some people have like 10 dogs, some people have one, but like a lot of people are dog people these days. Just if you want to buy a treat, support my mom's business. I'm so proud of her. It's Jupiter Dog Bakery. Mom, again, I'm so proud of you. Keep that shit up. You're doing amazing.
That's awesome, man.
Yeah.
Shout out to Mom.
Ma.
Good shit. Okay, so for this week, I want to shout out Steez Customs. This is a guy who, I'm realizing now that is not a local, but I guess in my mind, I feel like we're friends because I talk to him all the time. I watch his story on a daily basis. But this kid has a really great backstory. I highly suggest you go over to his Instagram page and check out his story. He basically started maybe 2 years ago making custom almost anything. He sources like authentic Louis, Gucci, Goyard duffel bags and stuff like that. And he cuts them up and makes almost custom anything that you want. He makes his own wallets, phone cases, the phone case that I'm rocking right now, the keychain that I'm rocking right now. He sews it all together and whips it up with authentic materials, But he's a young guy, like our age, yep. And has started this. I've watched this business grow from, him just whipping up the little keychains and taking pictures on his iPhone, to now he's producing a whole line of products and taking super pro pictures, and it's really coming a long way. So it's been cool to watch the kid grow and see him hustle and really build something from nothing.
What is that one more time?
Steez Customs. We'll put the link in the description to his Instagram. But really good guy. He's got his whole backstory on his Instagram, so really should go check it out and just see what the kid has to offer. He's
That's
doing some
amazing.
Cool stuff.
That's a really good idea. So they take the raw material, the of these bags and whatnot.
Right, so it's all authentic, material from Gucci, from Louis. But he's making products that they don't produce, Air Force Ones with just a Gucci Nike,
Really? Wow.
I got a Dior keychain over there, the phone case, rolling tray, lighters. He makes a bunch of shit. And, even if you've got an idea for something that you want wrapped in leather, he'll do whatever you want. So it's just really cool to see him getting creative, and I just love supporting the movement.
That's awesome, man.
Yeah.
Keep doing your thing,
Shout out to Steez.
Yeah. Okay, that is it for today's episode, guys. Thank you so much for watching and coming along on this process with us.
Yeah.
We are super pumped. We're going to keep pushing out content and giving you guys more episodes. And with that, we're going to keep trying to improve everything we're bringing you guys. Please like and subscribe. Please share. Thanks again for listening, guys. And we will see you next week.
Peace.
Peace.